Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith. Welcome to the Grow Tent, everybody. You have found the best growing channel on YouTube, man. The place where we simplify the approach for you so everyone can learn how to grow. We make it so simple, even I can understand. So I'm going to listen and learn right now.
Woo! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Welcome to the Grow Tent. Today, we're going to be talking about mycorrhiza and if it's a waste of money or if it actually does help your garden produce bigger yields. So stay tuned for that. But first, as always, the intro, everybody's favorite part of the episode. Guys, if you want to grow with the same kind of equipment I use, whether it's ppm pins, pH pins, RO machines, grow book and equipment, guys, if you're looking for any of that kind of stuff that I use, you can find it at welcometothegrowtent.com. Right there. Guys, if you would like to help out my channel at all, support it in any way, shape, or form, I have a Patreon. It's got an awesome community with it. It comes with Discords and merch and all kinds of other stuff. It even does video conferencing if you want me to go over your plants with you. Some of the levels included every single month. And I can sit down just like we're seeing each other right now and go over your plants in real time every month as they go through their different stages. And I can tell you what to do, what not to do, what changes to make, and pretty much provide you the exact help that you're looking for to get awesome gardens that look like mine every single time. Also, guys, to help out the YouTube algorithm, if you could kindly give this video a like. If you learn anything, if not, I guess you don't have to. But give it a like, leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you should subscribe to the channel because I have literally hundreds and hundreds of videos exactly on this topic that you're looking for right now. Well, not this exact topic, but topics to do with these plants that we all know and love so much. What else we got? Oh yeah, and if you could watch the full video, that helps a lot. I don't care if you just leave the room. You're like, oh, I'm tired of hearing Grow Tent talk. If you can just leave the room and let it play, that'd be great too. But if not, hey, I understand. Also, guys, I have another channel where I will soon be breeding ball pythons, but I'm collecting them all up right now, and I'm probably going to be giving away $20,000 to $30,000 worth of ball python hatchlings over the next year in 2022. I'm giving away every single baby that I make, and they are worth a lot of money because I have some very nice snakes, and they'll make very nice babies. So if you're looking or ever wanted a ball python, they're going to be really cool, and I'm probably going to give 20 to 30 grand worth of them away over the course of the next 2022 season. So you should come over and check those out. You can find a link to it in the video description below. It's called Spartan Pythons and Tarantulas. Come hang out with me. It's gonna be a good time. All right, enough of the jibber jabber GT. Let's get today's episode started. We're talking about mycorrhiza. All right, here we go. Woo! Welcome back, everybody. We got a great episode today. Today we're talking about mycorrhiza and if it's worth it, because these little containers are pretty expensive as far as nutrients or anything you buy like at a grocery store. Because one, this isn't a nutrient. Anything you buy at the grocery store, this is probably one of the most expensive containers that you're going to buy, because you generally will use a bunch of it, and all your plants need it, and they need it throughout their entire life, from seedling all the way through week 6 of flower, which will be the last time you give it. And it's not cheap. Like this jar right here is about $55. Let me check real quick. Actually, I guess I should have done some research. Hold on real quick about current cost of it, because I had a ton of this stuff given to me. So I actually haven't bought it in a while, so hold on. Okay, yeah, so I was right. So like an 8-ounce container is like 55 bucks. You can get smaller containers of it, but it is cheaper to buy the bigger containers. If you buy the bigger containers, just like anything, you save money than buying the smaller containers, and you don't get as much. As far as what this is, I get questions about it all the time on what is it, how many, whenever I'm feeding this, when do I feed it? This is not something like a nutrient like your NPK or like your supplements with your CalMag or Mag Sulfur or anything like that. This is actually fungus. This is a jar of fungus is what this is. this powder that is in the inside that you can see now that it is releasing into the air. And see, it's almost empty, but there's a little thing in there. There's a little bit left in there. This is actually fungus that you're putting into the plant, and they live on the roots. And today we're going to talk about what they do. Is it worth spending $55 every few months on one of these? Because you do go through quite a bit of it. So first things first is that it is a fungus, and it's pronounced Mycorrhizae for anybody that brutalizes it like I used to. I used to have a big problem with that word, and diatomaceous for diatomaceous earth was another good one for me. So what do they eat? So they eat sugar. So the plant, they live on your root system, and they actually eat sugar. So your plant is going to give them sugar, and then in turn they are going to bring the plants nutrients. So yep, it will bring your plants nutrients, and in exchange your plant is going to give it sugar. So it forms a symbiotic relationship with your plant, and they survive together, because without a root to live on, these things, they don't get to eat, so they die off, which is also why we're going to talk about how often you need to give it. Whenever you're dealing with mycorrhizae, you are going to reapply this every other week in your grow. You don't need to do it every week. It's already expensive enough. You don't need to waste it. So you're going to give this every other week from start to finish. If you've watched some of my germination videos, you see it. I give this. This is one of the 3 ingredients that I mix into the water whenever I'm planting the seeds, because it is going to help speed up root growth. But so you're going to give that once every other week from start, day 1 of seedling. Whenever you plant them in germination, you are going to give it then, and from that point forward, every other week, you might as well just mark it on your calendar, you are going to be giving mycorrhizae. And you're going to do that all the way through week 6. Week 6 will be in flower will be the last time that you give it, because you're going to be cutting down at week 8 anyway, and you won't need to give it after that. Why do we give it every 2 weeks, you ask? Yeah, that's a great question, guys. I am extremely glad you asked me why we give it every 2 weeks. Whenever you're putting this stuff in, it's looking for roots to live on. And if there's no root system there, then it doesn't have anything to attach to. So the reason we give it every other week is every other week there's going to be a bunch of new roots. And whenever we water this in, all the new root system that's grown over the past 2 weeks is going to find new places for that stuff to attach onto. And plus we're making up for things like, death of some of the population. Shouldn't be a ton, but you're going to re-inoculate your soil with this every 2 weeks. Now you're like, all right, GT, the main part of this video said, is it worth to get? It is. Nutrient uptake for your plant is greatly improved whenever you are using mycorrhiza. In fact, if you guys know how I grow, I do not use a ton of nutrients. I pretty much let the plant eat up what's in the soil. If you're using mycorrhiza, you can balance off the amount of nutrients you use by 20 to 30%. You can use less nutrients by up to 25 to 30% just by using mycorrhizae, because it's much more efficient at helping the roots get what's in the soil into the plant's system. All right, we're going to try this again, because for the last 2 times in a row, my wife, even though she knows I'm recording, has yelled up to me in the video to ask me to bring some tubs down. So I had to stop the video and go back down, and apparently it was an emergency that these tubs had to go to the basement right now. They were full of used Christmas ornaments, or like old ornaments that she didn't use to put on the tree. But the crisis is averted. So back to the video. Sorry if it's a little bouncy, but emergencies happen. You gotta keep the wife happy. All right, so by using the mycorrhizae, you can use up to 30% less nutrients than you would have. And if you already know, I don't use a ton of them. As we said in the beginning, I only feed my plants usually 1 to maybe 3 times, depending on how long the veg was, their entire life. Now, that's not the same for mothers, because mothers are always in week 3 of Focus. Don't get sidetracked. So now, since we do know that they are beneficial, even though it is an expensive, it is one of the more expensive things you're going to buy, does it have any benefits? And the answer is also a yes. So sorry if the title was a little clickbaity, but blame YouTube's algorithm. That's how it works. Clickbaity titles get more clicks. I don't know what to tell you, but it is good information. So with Mycorrhizae, I've done grows where I use this, and I've done grows where I didn't use this. And I did them side by side, and I had around a 10% bump in yield. Now, if you believe what the companies say, this can be up to a 20 or 30% bump. I've never seen it in all the years, about 10%. But, I mean, 10% is 10%. So about 10% bump is what I've always noticed if you use Mycorrhizae versus you don't. The other thing you're going to notice whenever you don't use the Mycorrhizae is your runoff ppms are going to constantly run higher, and you'll notice deficiencies can show up earlier because the root system can't get all the nutrients that are in the soil or whatever you're using because they're just not there. Roots only get so small, you know what I mean? And with the Mycorrhizae, they actually form a connected chain, and they will infiltrate every cubic square centimeter of the soil in your pot. So if there's any nutrients that the plant's needing, the Mycorrhizae can get it and bring it to them. And all they ask for in return is a little bit of sugar, which the plant is going to happily give them through the root system. So that symbiotic relationship benefits both of them. So when it comes to Mycorrhizae, is it good for you to use? Is it not good for you? Is it a waste of money? Myth not busted. It's proven. It works really, really well. And if you wanted to see, there is a ton, and I mean a ton of actual scientific data to back this stuff up and how well it works. Now, you're going to be like, well, if it works, if I give it a little bit and it works good, can I give it a lot of bit and it work better? No. Stop. There's an amount you can use. Now, will giving too much of it hurt it? No. But what you are going to do, you're going to waste money. And this stuff, as I said, is not cheap. I don't care if you use Great White, Orca, Recharge, Mycos, Fish It. I don't care which one you use. They all work really, really well. The only thing, this does come with a caveat, the only thing, if you use too much Recharge, I started using Recharge probably last year sometime, maybe the year before, I don't really remember. But I started using Recharge for a few grows because I had a ton of people asking me about it. And of course, whenever I start using it, my Discord, a lot of them started using it also. Now, I did not have this problem, but as you guys know, I don't like to give a ton of stuff into the soil. So I didn't run into this. But if you use too much Recharge too often, they had a gigantic problem. It wasn't just with one of them, with their plants turning like neon yellow, and like all the tops were turning yellow. And as soon as they backed off, like they were using a bunch of the Recharge. I guess they thought some was good, so a lot was better. And they were using a bunch of it, and they were using it all the time. You don't need to use this stuff that often. One, as we said, it's expensive. Two, it's unnecessary. So that was the only downside I ever saw to giving anything too much when it came to this stuff. But I don't know the answer for why it was doing it. I just wanted to make you aware of it. But this stuff works well. Fear not when you're using it. Just don't go overboard with it. Once every other week from start to finish, and you're good. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. And if you haven't, come hang out with me Friday and Sunday nights on Twitch. We stream every Friday and Sunday night from like 9 p.m. Central Time. What is that? So it's 7 p.m. Pacific every Friday and Sunday night. And I play games and answer grow questions at the same time. So it's always a lot of fun. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Peace. GT out.